You walk into a room full of strangers and immediately scan for social cues. Where do people sit? How loudly do they speak? What topics are acceptable? Within minutes, you find yourself adjusting. Your voice matches their volume. Your posture mirrors their energy. Your opinions shift toward the group consensus. But every group you join changes you in ways that persist long after you leave the room. Your family shapes your values. Your friends influence your choices. Every moment when you acted differently than you would alone. Every decision that felt like your own but was actually shaped by invisible social currents. You adopt their reasoning, their values, their entire framework for making sense of the situation. He asked people to identify which of 3 lines matched the length of a target line. The answer was obvious, but when surrounded by actors who gave the wrong answer, 75% of participants conformed to the group at least once. They chose the clearly incorrect line rather than stand alone with the truth. These were not weak-minded people. They were ordinary individuals whose brains prioritized social harmony over objective reality. The corporate culture that values hierarchy makes you more deferential. The creative team that celebrates unconventional thinking makes you more innovative. You adapt so completely that each version feels like the real you. It is about understanding that you will become more like the people you spend time with, so choose those people carefully. It is about recognizing that your environment shapes your identity, so design environments that shape you in directions you want to go. The group becomes your external conscience, telling you not just what to do, but who to be. Every group you join changes you, but you also change every group you join. The influence flows in both directions. Understanding this gives you power to be more intentional about which groups you expose yourself to, and how you engage with their influence. When you adjust your behavior to match a group, your brain provides justifications that make the change feel authentic. They seek out groups that encourage the qualities they want to develop. They recognize when group dynamics are pushing them toward behaviors that conflict with their deeper values. You cannot escape social influence, but you can direct it toward becoming the person you want to be. They use social influence as a tool for growth rather than letting it happen unconsciously. You convince yourself that you genuinely prefer the music everyone else likes. You decide that the group consensus makes more sense than your original opinion. You reinterpret your values to align with the social environment. But now you understand what is really happening. You see the invisible forces that will begin reshaping your behavior within minutes. Recognize your brain calculating social dynamics and preparing to adapt. The question is not whether the group will change you. The question is whether you will choose groups that change you in ways you want to be changed. The most profound realization might be that becoming yourself is always a social project. The influence is invisible because it becomes part of your identity. This happens automatically, unconsciously, and with remarkable speed. Because the influence of groups on individual behavior is not just about peer pressure or social expectations. It operates at the neurological level, literally rewiring your brain to prioritize group acceptance over individual judgment. Your coworkers affect your ambitions. Your social media feeds alter your worldview. Think about how differently you behave with your family versus your friends versus your colleagues. This apparent consensus makes extreme positions feel moderate and fringe ideas feel mainstream. You start expressing opinions you would never have held alone, because the digital group makes them feel normal, even necessary for belonging. Notice how your political opinions shift depending on who you are talking to. Observe how your interests change when you join new communities. You are not being fake or dishonest. We're demonstrating the fundamental human capacity to adapt your identity to your social context. Your social cognition system monitors group dynamics and adjusts your behavior to maintain acceptance and status. This system evolved because humans who stayed connected to their tribe survived. Those who were expelled from the group died. This ancient programming still operates today, even when the stakes are much lower. Your brain treats social rejection as a survival threat, triggering the same neural networks that respond to physical pain. You think you maintain your individual identity across these different contexts, but research reveals something more unsettling. You are not one consistent person adapting to different situations. You are multiple versions of yourself, each one crafted by the social forces around you. You tell yourself you are just being polite, adapting to the social environment, but something deeper is happening. Your brain is rewriting your identity in real time based on the people around you. You are not just being influenced by the group, you're becoming the group. This transformation happens so smoothly that you barely notice it. What you are about to discover will change how you see every group interaction you have ever had. Every time you felt pressured to conform, inside your brain, there is a constant calculation happening. This creates what psychologists call social proof. When you are uncertain about how to behave, you look to others for guidance. But you do not just copy their actions. Solomon Asch conducted famous experiments showing just how powerful this influence can be. But here's what makes group influence so sophisticated. It does not feel like conformity from the inside. This is happening to you right now in ways you might not recognize. Consider how online groups amplify this effect. Social media algorithms create echo chambers where everyone seems to share your views. Watch how your behavior changes in different professional environments. The startup that encourages risk-taking makes you more entrepreneurial. But here's the reframe that changes everything. Group influence is not something that happens to you. It is something you participate in. The most psychologically healthy people are not those who resist all group influence. They are those who choose their influences consciously. True individuality is not about rejecting all social influence. It is about curating social influence wisely. The strongest sense of self comes not from isolation, but from conscious participation in communities that align with your values and aspirations.